When a society evolves and it tries to hold on to old practices or old ways of doing things the way that kids were taught back in the day, the structure, the way that they were taught, basically Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock to 3 p.m. Same type of structure as a job, and that's what they were prepping them for, is to go into that 9 to 5 job. Well, school needs to be reformed. We don't have that same type of structure. Things are evolving, especially with the advancement of AI. The whole 9 to 5 thing. I just think that people are going to be more like contractors. Like basically at my job, I work for the company, but I feel like a contractor because I get paid by case. I don't get paid hourly. And I haven't asked them, but if I was to work through my breaks and my lunches, they probably say no, but that should be on me because I want to, my time is my time there is being used off of what I put out, the production I put out, not my hourly pay. So I don't get paid hourly. So I mean, I work my ass off, so it's kind of, I kind of need like breaks and lunches, but it's just like things are evolving. That's how it should be. This whole hourly pay thing, the whole school, like the way kids were taught in school, it needs to evolve into like a type of a hybrid type of thing for schools, where 2020 showed that that kids can go to school online. I honestly feel a lot of knowledge that I've gained with the internet over the last 6 years of my life and it's not necessarily like college where I'm like having to take exams and study, but I am kind of studying, like the type of knowledge I'm gaining, the wisdom I've gained is it's such a different learning experience than the whole you gotta show for class, you gotta try to memorize this, and it's called evolution, evolving. And then you have to take these classes. No, like, I should take classes. If I go to college, I should take classes, same for high school, that is going to cater to my interests. Like, kids should learn the basic things of mathematics, reading, comprehension, all that, spelling, all that when they're young. Basically pass, if they get past a GED test, or some type of cognitive test when they go into high school, they don't have to take mathematics or English anymore. If they could pass that, then they can just use the credits on different things that they like different interests, try out different things, and that's what kids need to learn. That's what kids need to do, is try different things. Even if it's a virtual, like, try it out, like, try to learn something out. Explore, be creative. And the same thing goes for the healthcare. Like, the healthcare system is so outdated. And like, I remember about 12 years ago, I had hernia surgery, and I'd pay for my health insurance. I pay so much a month. When I had the surgery, I didn't have to pay for nothing. I had to pay no co-pays. I didn't have to pay a certain percent of the bill. Now, insurance nowadays, I gotta pay co-pays. I gotta pay I gotta meet in a certain deductible before the insurance actually starts like wanting to pay for shit. So what's the point of me having insurance? You know, I have insurance because like my car insurance will be way more if I don't have health insurance. And it's almost like just in case thing, like, but it's such a scam though. Like, I don't even want to go to the doctor. I have a lot of issues. Like, I struggle through a lot of issues. Some back muscles I've been having problems with. Just little minor things like golfer's elbow. I've been struggling with that because I'm doing extremely hard manual labor, which like, I'm not trying to gloat or nothing like that, but most people here in America can't do what I do, because not only do I do the job, I basically work almost a person and a half at work because I make a lot more money by doing that. So I'm working hard, I'm working fast, I'm working hard, I'm lifting, and it's taking a toll on my old ass body. And I still and what do I do? What the hell is wrong with my elbows? Well, guess what I did? I YouTubed it. I found some doctors that I like to listen to, and they showed me what it is. Oh, it's called golfer's elbow. There's tennis elbow and there's golfer's elbow. They basically said, just do this, massage against the tendon, not with the tendon, but against the fibers or the muscle. So I did that, and they both feel better. And I only did it a couple times. And people go to the doctor for this. I have lower back issues, muscle issues, and what I do, I go up on YouTube. They're like, here, use a tennis ball or racquetball, lay on it, and use it as a massage thing. And you know what? My back isn't 100%, but like, I'm working at a high. I'm back to my high intensity where I felt like I was gonna be back on the couch for like five days. How I threw my back out before. Because basically, I need to get blood flowing through that muscle. It's like something with like the scar tissue and all this bullshit that you have to break up, and it's and then you have to stretch it out. So I use a lot of self-healing. Plantar fasciitis, having problems with that. Why do I have problems with it? You know, it's like you think, oh man, the pain's in my foot, so I'm like massaging my foot, blah, blah, blah. Well, it's because of the calf. And how did I learn this? And I started massaging my calves. They were very tight. It feels a little bit better. if I go to the doctor, you know how much that will cost me so much money, and all I did was YouTube it. Now, you know, you can't just YouTube everything. Like, I go to the doctor for something like extremely serious, but it's like, you know, people go to the doctor for the littlest things. And you can just like try to figure it out on your own if it's not that serious. You can just look it up and see, maybe if I try this. And 9 times out of 10, whatever they say on YouTube, oh, it's the internet, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm not telling people to go to your doctor. I'm just saying, like, for something serious. I'm just saying, like, if you have, like, a little bit of a soreness on a muscle or something like that, like, man, I look it up. That's what I do. And like I said, 9 times out of 10, whatever the doctor on YouTube said for free, that's what the in-person doctor would probably say too. But they'll probably try to give you medication and fucking pain pills, all this bullshit. I mean, they do some like anti-inflammatory shit that they give you. I mean, you can do that on your own by like fasting or putting like cold compresses on shit. But it's just like, shit needs to be reformed, man. I understand why the medical system, they charge so much because there's so much demand. But it's just like, where's the incentives for the people that, you know, pay, but don't use the doctor and live a healthy lifestyle? Like, where's my incentives? You know, why don't you pay for my gym membership? Or why don't you give me a discount on my insurance, since I pay for a gym membership and I go. I remember my old job, they used to pay for my gym membership. And as long as I went like so many times a month, they would keep paying for it. Well, do something like that. So many times a week. I gotta go so many times a week. You know, with all these tracking systems that we have with our watches, like they give you like a watch, and you know, they can track your heart rate and shit. You know, it's just like, if you can go along with the doctor and go to a certain heart rate each so many times a week, whatever their protocol would be, hey, you get incentives of like them paying for your gym membership, or giving you discounts because you don't go to the doctor. You know, and you know, they penalize people who smoke, but they don't penalize people who drink. What I'm trying to say is, like, we need reforms in these systems. These systems are like systems that worked great when they first came out, but society evolves. You know, it's kind of like back before cars, they had the horse and buggy. Well, it's kind of like, you know, they make cars, and then people are still using the horse and buggy to get around instead of innovation. You know, it's just like, it's annoying, man. It's annoying, and a lot of it's not fair and being put onto like, these younger generations are dealing with the brutal truth of how hard it is to, like, there's no American dream for them, and there's not going to be an American dream for them. Owning your own home, uh, that we are going to be taxed the hell out of. Like, I'm somebody who's paying into, Social Security and Medicaid or Medicare, and I'm never going to receive it. You hear politicians, well, we have to have this. Why don't we, how about we use those IRS agents for the people who are defrauding the system on welfare, who are selling their food stamps, who are having people live in housing that shouldn't be living there. How about we go after these people and reallocate those resources to elderly people or something? I just think that I'm taxed enough. I don't like when you're taxing me so much. I've heard, the average American is basically like a part-time government worker without any of the benefits. Like 30, maybe up to 40% of our money goes to the government with all the different taxes they put on us. It's like, dude, if I'm not gonna get Social Security, I'm not gonna get Medicare, I have to figure out my own shit. I want all my fucking money, dude. I don't mind paying some taxes, but like, I don't want to pay for Ukraine, man. I don't want to pay for illegal immigrants coming, like housing illegal immigrants. I don't want to pay for this shit. I don't want to pay for 87,000 IRS agents. I don't want to pay for FBI workers anymore. I don't want to pay for the CIA, the Federal Reserve. I don't want to pay for these institutions anymore. I especially don't want to pay Social Security. I could do a lot more money. I could do a lot more with that money than the government can for myself. And I definitely don't want to be paying for people who are able-bodied workers that just don't want to work. I don't want to be paying for women for like decades who make horrible decisions. Some women actually try to have kids and get more kids because they get more benefits for having more kids. I don't want to pay for them no more. What I'm trying to say is, like, there's abuses to the system, and it's because it's gotten so big, so over bloated, and they're not doing anything about it. They're like, it's just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And the big thing is kicking the can down the road, like the national debt. They just keep adding on to it. And if we keep this currency, this new world order currency, and I keep on hearing people like, oh, the CBDC digital currency, it's so scary. But the same people trying to roll that out are the ones who are in charge of the American dollar, and they don't understand that those people own the Fed. And that's who we owe money to. We owe money to ourselves? No, we owe money to those guys. We owe money to the New World Order. I mean, that's who we pay interest to. That's who we pay $1 trillion of interest now, when it was a couple of years ago 400 billion, which is a hell of a lot of money. And if we keep this system, the youth are going to have to pay even higher taxes than we're paying currently. And it's just crippling, man. And it's like, you're better off. Like, seriously, you're like better off. You're better off being minimalistic and putting yourself at a lower tax bracket, because it gets to the point where you make so much money, then they put you in a higher tax bracket, and then they tax you more. You might have it just like if you work like, I don't know, 30 hours of overtime, right? And you're just an hourly worker. That overtime, it's like it turns basically into like straight time pay. I mean, yeah, you made it more than you would make if you just worked 40 hours, but you know, you're not making time and a half because you're paying high taxes. So it's just like, I'm not being incentivized to be highly productive. It's better for me just to not participate, not buy shit, not work as much, and just do enough to basically get by. And it shouldn't be like that. You should be rewarded for your hard work. And I'm not against like taxes. I'm not, because I think that we need some type of, I'm not a straight up libertarian. I think that we need some type of social services. I mean, it would kind of suck to have a fireman show up to put out a house fire, like of your neighbor, and since they don't pay for the service, that house is just going to be on fire right next door to you. I mean, that would kind of suck. You pay for it, so it's just like you're sitting there waiting for your house to burn down. I mean, it's just same thing with the police force, or like whatever, man. Like, I don't know. With all these highly intelligent people, supposedly highly intelligent people, like, you would think that they'd come together and make like a really beneficial system for everybody. But it's just getting harder and harder and harder, and the youth are really feeling it, man. Cars are expensive, houses are expensive, it's expensive to live on your own. And just starting out, man, it could be crippling and overbearing. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say.